If you hire offshore the wrong way, it could destroy your business faster than you think.
The point is, every single owner, CEO that I work with, you are all different. And that means I approach hiring for you in a different way.
Here's how to avoid the biggest offshore staffing mistakes and find global talent that actually sticks.
So partnering with someone who is skilled in doing offshore staffing is going to save you time, stress, and literally just keep you out of that hiring loop. A lot of things that I hear is, oh, offshore staff, they're so unreliable. Like you can't count on them. They'll quit. I think honestly, for any person that said that, I can look at their hiring and vetting process and tell you that they didn't take enough time to find the team member that was going to be a good fit for their company. There are some things that you take for granted when you're local that you cannot take for granted when you are considering offshore staff. And that is where the expertise of an offshore staffing agency comes into play. If you're ready to learn more and make your team more profitable, subscribe to this channel. There are a ton of nuances in how we vet the candidates and ask the questions and ask them for video content. And it's all because there are certain skills and things that I'm looking for that helps me understand that this candidate who's in another country will be capable to do the work and meet the expectations of a US-based company or another company that's outside of where they live. So that is part of the expertise that I bring to the table, is understanding the differences and what you should be looking for in the candidates. That's just the start. Another big difference in local hiring versus offshore is literally in the posting. Where do you post? Where do you go? Where can I find these great candidates? Most people have no clue. And to be honest, even if I told you exactly the sites that I go to, the job boards that I use, they are not similar to how we use job boards and vetting systems here in the US. I would love to answer any of your questions regarding staffing, operations. Leave your questions in the comments. So even if I gave you those resources, it doesn't mean that you're going to understand how to use it. One huge difference that is almost always true in offshore staffing is once I put your job post out, I am going to be flooded with over 200 applicants. Now, what are you going to do if you open up your computer and you see 200 what you think are qualified candidates? And then how do you even vet that? In our system, one, we spend a lot of time with you up front to know what are the things your company stands for? What are your goals? What are your values? What's the temperament of your company? And there are no wrong answers. I just want to know who you are, what you stand for. So when I see 200 plus applicants, I can vet through them for the perfect candidate for your company. So that's one. Two, I am very particular when I'm working with you to find out what type of person you're looking for, right? Do someone else a favor and share this video with them. My husband and I are very different in hiring. I like to just talk and say all these things, and I want my employees to come back with me with like lists and plans and all of that, and then I'm ready to go. Where he may go into it with like, here's the strategic plan and here's this, and then he needs them to do a deeper dive from there. The point is, every single owner, CEO that I work with, you are all different. And that means I approach hiring for you in a different way. I'm looking for a different type of candidate based on your personality, the temperament of your company. All those things are factored in. So the partnership with an offshore staffing agency like myself is, one, going to give you the opportunity to say in the words that are natural to you, all that your company stands for, the things that you want, your expectations. And then I go out and find that talent for you globally.